Hi everyone, welcome to day 9 of our 20-day yoga challenge. I'm Amanda, glad to see you here again. We're almost halfway through. Great job. If you've gotten this far, however long it's taken you, we've done a lot of movement. And today we're going to be focusing on heart opener poses and transitioning between them with our breath, bringing some good feelings of openness to our chests and our hearts, and nourishing and stretching other parts of our bodies as well. So we're going to start, as we often do, cross-legged with our hands on our knees, closing our eyes, or maybe just letting our gaze gently fall in front of us. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Scan through, paying attention from that tailbone, lining up every vertebra all the way up to your neck. Take a moment here to pay attention to the beating of your heart and your chest. With your next exhale, let go of everything that might be worrying you. And set a quick intention for how you want to feel during this movement today. Repeat that intention in your mind. One more good breath before we begin our movement. Exhale, open those eyes, gaze straight ahead. We're going to do some cat-cow here in a seated position. So with our arms resting on our knees, inhale, open up the chest, arch the back forward, pull those shoulders back and down, gaze the head up slightly, and exhale, curve your spine the other direction, tucking those hips under, curving those shoulders, curving that neck slightly, and back and forth. With your breath, really over-exaggerate the arching of your spine here in these movements. Opening up and exhaling. A few more times. Last time. And release back to that neutral straight spine. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to one side, pulling the arms down in line with your shoulders. Open up the chest and the heart to the side. Inhale, back center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back center. Exhale, arms down at your sides. Transition to a kneeling pose, bringing your knees under your hips. First, take a moment to sit on your heels. Maybe put a cushion here underneath your hips if that feels better. Resting our hands on the top of our thighs. Take a moment here to scan through our spine once again, tucking that tailbone under, always bringing length to our spine. Neck is nice and long. Shoulders feel nice and wide. Pull down away from our neck. A few breaths here. And now we're going to transition to camel pose. So here we're going to bring our hips up, bringing our hands behind our hips, placing them flat, and sending those hips slightly forward as we arch our back up toward the ceiling, opening up our heart toward the skies. Neck remains nice and long, feeling that pull in our shoulders as they widen here across the chest. Option to reach back towards your heels. I like to keep my hands behind my hips. And release. Come back down to those heels. Hands come back to your thighs and pause for a few breaths. Deep breathing, bringing a lot of benefits to our body and minds. And after your next inhale, exhale back up to camel one more time. Release. A few breaths here. Trying to bring those shoulders, those elbows to point behind you. One more breath. And release. Very good. Bring those hands down. Bring your feet together, our knees a little bit wide apart, almost as if we're doing child's pose, but we're going to do a melting heart pose. So we're going to keep our hips up slightly. We're going to melt our arms down here. Our hips up about level with our knees. And we're going to let the front of our torso melt down towards the floor. Option to bring our forehead down or our chin down and looking right ahead. Option to bring a block or a pillow under there. If this doesn't feel good on our shoulders or our arms or anything, we can widen the elbows and bring our hands under our forehead. Let your chest and your heart melt open here, melting towards the earth. A few more breaths here. And release. Bring yourselves back up, however feels comfortable. Bring your knees back underneath our hips. Send those hips down towards the floor, coming into a cobra pose. We want our supporting arms, wrists to be about under our shoulders, sending those hips down, untucking those back feet. Check on your shoulders. Oftentimes we'll automatically go here. Open up those shoulders. Lengthen your spine, lengthen your neck in line with that curve of the spine. Feel the openness of your chest here for a few more breaths. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, tuck your toes under. Send your hips back up for downward dog. Adjust your feet. Lengthen the spine here. Inhale, soften the knees. Exhale, jump or walk your way up to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Keep everything engaged here. Nice wide shoulders. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, cactus the arms. So we're opening up the arms like this. Bring wideness to our chest. Nice deep exhale. Keep those exhales loud if that feels good. And bring our arms back down. Go ahead and step your left foot behind, coming into a lunge position. High lunge, arms coming up if we can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring that knee down. Release the toe, coming into a crescent lunge. Send those hips forward slightly and goalpost the arms once more. Gaze goes up slightly. Breathe here for a few breaths. Fingers are nice and wide. Shoulders are opening wide, pulling away from our neck. We're combating all that slouching and crouching we do on our phones and our computers here. Maybe resting your eyes closed. 2 more breaths. Very good. Arms come back up. Transition to a low lunge. Arms come down. Raise that back knee once again. Bring the back foot up towards the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Cactus the arms once again. Nice wideness, controlling those shoulders, scanning through our spine and our hips and our alignment. And arms come back up and down. Now sending the other hip back. For me, that's my right leg. Coming into a high lunge, front knee over front ankle, hips level with our shoulders towards the front. Tucking in that lower spine. Engaging the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release that knee, release that foot. Send the hips forward slightly, arms coming into goalposts. Opening up our heart center along with our gaze toward the top corner of the room. A few more breaths. Widen those shoulders even more. Inhale up, exhale down. Come back to a low lunge. Bring our front foot forward. Exhale into a fold. Then find your way to a seated position. Grab onto a pillow or bolster or whatever you might have. Take a moment, come into butterfly pose. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Pause here for a few breaths with each exhale, letting your upper body release a little more towards the ground. And roll back up. Bring that pillow behind your spine and let your spine roll down. Keep your legs in this butterfly position if that feels good. Open up our arms back into that goalpost position. Let our eyes rest closed. Pause here for a few breaths. Let your arms relax. Let gravity open up your hips, open up your shoulders. Next exhale, release your muscles and your tension spots a little more. Each exhale, letting your body melt a little more and more into this pose. Relaxing parts of your body you didn't notice the last breath. And now feel free to remain in this position or whatever position you would like to rest in stillness for a few more minutes, closing your eyes, ending this video, resting in Shavasana, giving yourself that challenge. Challenge yourself to stillness for a few moments at the end of every movement. So go ahead, take your Shavasana, and we'll see you tomorrow.